Hello, welcome back. I wasn't going to make a video this week, but I've got a significant amount of tidying to do, so I'm actually procrastinating by making a video and not doing the tidying. I'm just going to demonstrate. So this is the playroom. As you can see, it needs decorating. So this is a room just for the girls and their toys. Alexis actually tidied this room on Monday. It was spotless. And since then, the girls appear to have developed this strange structure. This bit at the front, I think, was supposed to be a car. There were some toys sat on that. And then, I don't know what's going on at the back. But anyway, the noise you can hear as well is Hazel playing football with bits of Lego up and down this corridor. She's now stopped and she's looking. Oh, there she goes. What she does, she picks pieces of Lego up in her mouth and then walks them out into the corridor, drops them on the floor and plays football with them up and down the corridor. That's fun. Anyway, on to mental health matters. What have I been up to? I've not made a video for, I think I made one last week. This is this is where my shocking memory comes into play, and I can't actually remember what I've made videos about. I think I made one last week that was about social anxiety, maybe. Yeah, because I was going to get my hair cut. So, as you can see, I've had a haircut, so I'm looking significantly less hairy. So that's good. I had a therapy session this morning, which was pretty productive, I think. My therapy session is weird. I had this idea that therapy would be kind of a structured thing, and I was a bit worried about it because, I've never done it. I don't know how it was going to go. But actually, my therapy sessions have just developed into me talking to my therapist for an hour, which, if you've done therapy before, I'm sure that's kind of what you'd expect, but I didn't really know what to expect, so it's interesting. And even though, obviously, there's my wife I can talk to, I'm not like completely alone in the world. I think the fact that I have this hour set aside every couple of weeks, and my therapist is obviously a mental health professional, she knows what she's talking about. Yeah, it's really helpful. So today we covered quite a bit about ADHD. She's actually watched some of the videos I've made and she said they're really, really helpful from a therapy point of view. So that's good. She said a lot of what I talk about does point more towards diagnoses of ADHD and autism. So it's good to know I'm not just making this stuff up, that there is actually, a recognised problem. That's good. Yeah, because I think part of me worries that a lot of the things that I'm calling ADHD and autism are just my personality. Like my complete lack of emotional connection, my inability to focus on things, my avoidance of things I don't like doing. They're all things that could just be personality quirks, but actually they're causing me significant problems in my life, and it's good to know that they might be part of a recognised condition. Anyway, so we talked about that a bit. We talked a bit about, we got quite philosophical at one point. And we started talking about religion, of all things. I'm quite a strong atheist. We were kind of talking about why people do the things that they do. So why do you get up in the morning and go to work? Why do you do good things for people? And I've kind of always thought that normal people, normal if you like, people who don't have autism or don't have empathy problems, might do good things for people because they get a sense of the happiness that the person they're doing it for feels. So that's always been my understanding of empathy, that you kind of feel the emotions that someone else feels. But I don't know if that's accurate or not. People are really vague and unclear about this sort of thing. So it's like with the memory. No, not with the memory, with the aphantasia, which is the lack of a mind's eye. So I can't visualize things in my head. But I've always just assumed that when people say they're seeing things in the mind's eye or they're visualizing something, that that's a kind of metaphor, that they're not actually doing that, they're just doing what I do, which is kind of thinking non-visually about the thing. So although I don't have the ability to visualize, I do have what's called a spatial sense. So I can kind of imagine the space that something takes up, even though I can't picture it, which is quite hard to describe to someone who can't visualise, because what people who can visualise do is they also have a spatial sense, but it's bound up with their ability to visualise. So they visualise something, but they're also imagining the space it takes up as well, whereas I can only do that, so I'm much more aware of it. I've kind of lost the thread of what I was saying. Oh yeah, the metaphor thing. So if you don't have the ability to visualize, it's really easy to grow up in a world where it's expected you can visualize, and then it's never really talked about clearly. It's just assumed that when people say, "Oh, I can picture what that looks like," it's assumed that the person they're saying that to can also picture what it looks like, so they know what they're talking about. If you can't visualise, you just grow up assuming that everyone is like you, and when they say they're picturing something, they're not actually picturing it, it's just a figure of speech. So anyway, I've got a similar thing with empathy. I'm not 100% sure if when people say they understand what someone's feeling, or they feel the same way as someone, or if you're watching, or if like someone you're really close to tells you something bad that happened to them, and they feel upset, do you feel upset? Like, does the fact of their being upset you? Because for me, that doesn't happen. I don't get upset from other people's emotions. I don't get happy from other people's emotions. What does happen is that if someone close to me is happy, I can feel good that they feel good, but I'm not kind of vicariously experiencing their emotion, if that makes sense. And I think it does. I think there is a difference there. But like I say, I'm still not 100% sure. I don't think we really cleared it up in the session either. Anyway, so yes, what I was actually talking about was why do people do good things? So religion is quite easy to explain. Religious people will often say that they do good for the prospect of a good eternal life, which is really weird. Like, they wouldn't do good things if God wasn't looking over their shoulder. But anyway, so there's that. People who empathise do good because it makes them feel good. I think there's an element of that. So then why do I do good things? Why do I try and be a nice person? There's obviously something that makes me do that, because I think I am quite a nice person, or I try to be. Maybe I'm not, who knows. But yeah, I can't really explain what it is that makes me do that. So that was an interesting topic of conversation in my therapy. Yeah, I've just seen my wife's about to walk through the door, and I always feel really weird making these videos when there's someone else around. And also I should be tidying, so I need to go and pretend that I have been tidying all this time instead of making a video. So yeah, thanks for listening to all that waffle, if you did actually listen to it. And like and subscribe, that'd be really helpful. I'm going to try and hopefully get to 100 subscribers by the end of this year. I'm currently at 38, so a bit of a way to go. But yeah, let me know what you think of this video, and like and subscribe. Cheers. Bye.